Hey everybody, welcome to the Real United States. The title of this one may be a little clickbaity because while it says the Embassy of Syria in Washington, D.C., technically some of you will know that there is no embassy in Washington, D.C. for the nation of Syria any longer. The Syrian embassy was ordered to stop operations here in the United States in 2014 due to diplomatic difficulties between our nations. This was all, as I understand it, fallout from the Syrian civil war. Started, I believe, in 2012. But in 2014, the consular operations were ordered to cease and desist, to stand down and to go home. And essentially the United States and Syria broke off diplomatic relations because today, as I understand it, there is no Syrian embassy in the United States. However, that being said, this building on the corner of 23rd and Wyoming is in fact the building that housed the Syrian embassy up until 2014. Now I know you're wondering, okay Paul, so you brought me to show me an old building that doesn't really have, it's not a chancery anymore. Well, I did. My bad. But the chancery, which of course is the building that houses the embassy being the people, does have historical significance here to those of us in the United States. This house, this building is a home, or was a home, at the beginning of the 20th century, and in fact was the home of President William Taft. Now, Taft lived in this house the last 9 years of his life. He died in this house in 1930, as a matter of fact. Now, Taft, maybe not a particularly well-known president. However, Taft was the first president of the United States to actually work in the Oval Office. Now, the Oval Office was conceived, or at least it's given credit to, being conceived by Theodore Roosevelt. And because Roosevelt needed more room, and so he started the expansion, construction, yada, yada, yada. But the first president to actually work in the Oval Office was Taft. So this was the home of President Taft until he passed away in 1930. At some point later on, then, of course, it became the Chancery for the nation of Syria until we stopped having diplomatic relations with them in 2014. It's a beautiful big colonial home. It was built in 1911, for those of you who care. So it was built in the 20th century. You can see now it's got, of course, got bars that's been installed on the window and everything, which is something that's typical in a lot of these smaller chanceries here in the western part of Washington, D.C. Of course, we want to, nations buy these places and fix them up, but they install, security measures to keep their diplomats and staff safe. The same things we do overseas, perhaps. And I know, before you all get butthurt about embassies and all that, yes, in locations overseas, the security measures are much heavier. Here in the United States, fortunately for those of us who have to have diplomatic operations in our country, it's not quite so stringent. However, again, you do need something because people do get kind of butthurt and want to do bad things to you even though you're a diplomat. So you can see that there are bars on the doors and windows here in the lower 2 stories that were installed to help protect the diplomats. The building now appears to be vacant. And I have no idea who currently owns it. Perhaps the nation of Syria still owns the property, I don't know. But it's in still good repair. It's a beautiful colonial style home, big double doors. I know, it's a pretty structure, and the fact that it was attached to President Taft, I thought made it kind of interesting. And I know I'm going to get all kind of butthurt comments from you about Syrian relations. You know what? I don't care. I came here to show you the building and talk to you about the history of it, and that was it. I hope you've enjoyed this short tour of the former Syrian embassy, the home of President Taft, here in Washington, D.C. on this beautiful sunny Saturday morning. If you got questions or comments, and they're polite, I will do my best to answer them. Please leave them in the comment section below. I do love hearing from everyone. If you haven't already, pick subscribe. Come along for the adventure. We love having everybody with us. And as always, thank you for watching.